and welcome back to another video. My name is Chloe and today I have a super fun planning video for you guys. For the last few trips I've been doing these planning videos and you guys seem to enjoy knowing what we have planned for our trip. So I thought I would do one for our upcoming trip. So let's just jump right into the plans. Dan and I are going on a pretty long trip this time. Our trip starts on November 6th. We are flying out of Buffalo to Miami, Florida. You're probably wondering, Miami, Florida, that's not Orlando. And you are right. We are starting our upcoming trip with a cruise with Virgin Voyages. We are so excited to go on this cruise. We've only ever done Disney Cruise Line. So to get to try a new cruise line and see what they're all about, we are very excited about, but I'll get into that in a minute. So we are flying into Miami on November 6th, and originally we were booked with Southwest, but with everything going on with Southwest, we had bought that flight with points, and we had enough points with JetBlue that really it didn't cost us anything to switch from Southwest to JetBlue because we got the points back for Southwest and we just used points for JetBlue. So we decided to switch, which we do have the credit card with JetBlue, so we will get free baggage, so we're not losing money there. And JetBlue flights have free Wi-Fi, which is amazing. Dan and I both love when we have Wi-Fi on flights, so that should be a huge help. And this flight actually drops us off in Miami versus Fort Lauderdale, which is where our flight with Southwest would have dropped us off. So overall, this definitely works out better for us. So we're super excited to do that. We should land in Miami around, I think, 5:30 p.m., which isn't super late. By the time we get our baggage and stuff, we're expecting to get to the hotel probably around like 6:37. And we hope that we can go to dinner in downtown Miami. We have a couple suggestions from friends on places that we could check out, so hopefully we have time to do that night. It seems like a waste to go to Miami for a night and not do anything, so hopefully we can at least grab dinner somewhere. I don't think we'll do anything crazy and go to any clubs or anything, but it'll still be cool to be in Miami. I've only been to Miami once. My family and I, we went to Fort Lauderdale a couple years ago. Actually, it's probably about 8 years ago now. I don't even know how long. But we drove to Miami the one night and went to like Ocean Boulevard and had dinner out there. So it's definitely a very cool city and I'm excited to be back in it. And like I was saying, we are cruising with Virgin Voyages on this vacation. So our cruise leaves from the port of Miami on November 7th. Our boarding time is around like 2:15, I think. But with the COVID testing, so you didn't have to get a COVID test prior to going to the cruise. Some cruise lines have a requirement to do like a PCR test like 3 days before so you can get your results. We're gonna do an at-home test just to make sure that we're all good before we fly to Florida. When we get to the port, we will take our COVID test. They said it takes about an hour. We're expecting it probably to take a little bit longer than that just because I know COVID testing can take a while, so we're in no rush, whatever time we can get on the ship. So like I said, we'll probably get there around like 1:15. I think we have the earliest or towards the earliest boarding time, so hopefully we can get on the ship and start exploring as soon as possible. We don't have a ton of plans for the first night. Honestly, we don't have a ton of plans for the whole cruise. We're kind of looking forward to having a cruise where we just kind of hang out and chill and explore and have a good time. The food looks amazing, which the first night we have dinner reservations at the Wake. Each restaurant, you can only make a reservation for each of them once, so you can't do like 2 reservations at the Wake, which is fine. There's, I think, 23 eateries on the ship, so we will not go hungry and we have a reservation for every single night. So I'm excited for that. But the first night we have a reservation at the Wake, which is a steak and seafood restaurant, which is right up Dan and I's alley. We love steak, we love seafood, so that should be a really great meal. And I'm not really sure like what they have for entertainment at night, but I'm sure we'll find something to do on the ship. We always enjoy like going to grab a drink or watching a show. So I'm excited for that. The next day will be our first day at sea ever. When Dan and I have cruised with Disney Cruise Line, we have only ever done 3-night voyages, which means that usually you have a stop every single day. Our first cruise was Nassau, Bahamas, and Castaway Cay. The last cruise we just did was 2 stops at Castaway Cay. And Dan loves being on the water. He is so excited for a day at sea. I'm excited too. We've never done it before. I'm looking forward to just hanging by the pool, getting some sun, chilling, having some drinks. So that should be a super fun day. And then that night we have dinner at the Test Kitchen, which, as I understand it, is kind of like a paced meal where they bring out all sorts of different things for you to try, I think. But we'll be able to test it out and tell you guys all about it. I'm super excited to try that. The next day is our first stop in Cozumel, Mexico. When we first found out we were going to Mexico, I was like, oh, I definitely want to do the Chichen Itza like excursion. That's like the one thing that people always say to do when you go to Mexico. That excursion had sold out by the time I looked and saw what was available. I did book like, I think it was the Tulum ruins excursion, but honestly, I don't really know that we need to go see the Tulum ruins. It was $300 and it was a 9-hour excursion, which that's just a very long excursion. I don't like doing tours in general. Like an hour tour is kind of my max. So we decided to cancel that and we're just gonna kind of see where the day takes us. I'm not sure if there's like a beach that we can walk to from the ship or be driven to from the ship. If we can't find anything to do, we can always just hang out on the ship and have a good time. Even if we can get off and just have like lunch, if there's someplace in the port, we'll see what there's to do, but that is our plan for Mexico. But that night we are having dinner at Pink Agave, which is on the ship. That is a Mexican themed restaurant, so even if we don't get off the ship, we will still have a bit of Mexico on our vacation. You know me though, I have an outfit for Mexico, so I'm hoping we can get off the ship some way, somehow. I think there maybe was like a beach excursion that we could sign up for, so maybe we'll do that, but we'll figure it out. So I forgot to mention, I also have some Disney Doorables to open while I'm doing this rundown of our plans. There's only up to 7 in here, so let's see how many we got in this box and then we can figure out when we'll be opening them. And if you watch any of my other planning videos, you'll know that this is generally something I do during my planning videos, is open like a box of Doorables. However, those videos were all series 5 and this is series 6, so this is the new series. And here's all of the people that we could get, which I'm excited for a new series because we were kind of getting a lot of doubles with the other ones. So I would really like Sisu, Rhea, Ursula, Ariel in her blue dress, really any of them. But let's see how many doors we got. Oh, this is cute. So they give you like a little finder. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we might have 7. But yeah, this little gadget shows you how many doors you have, I think. Find out. Ooh, we got 7! Only ever gotten like 5. All right, let's open up the first one. This is exciting. Okay. We got Peter Pan! Oh, he's so cute. Like I said, I will open these up between like the days of our trip as I'm telling you our plans. So just stay tuned to see what else we get. So as I left off, we were leaving Mexico and the next day on our cruise will be another day at sea. So Dan is getting a double dip of days at sea, which he's very excited about. Again, I think we'll probably just chill out on the ship, probably eat too much and just see where the day takes us. There's also hammocks on our veranda. So, well, there's one hammock. So I plan on sitting out there for quite a bit of time because that just sounds amazing, sitting on a hammock. It was funny when we did our Disney cruise in August, my brother's girlfriend Laura was like, oh my gosh, it'd be so cool if they had hammocks out here. And at the time when she said it, I was like, I don't think they could do that. It seems kind of unsafe, but maybe because there's no kids on the Virgin Voyages, they feel more comfortable putting the hammocks out there. So I'm super excited to sit in that for a little bit and watch the ocean go by. That night we have dinner at Gunbai. Gunbai? I think it's Gunbai. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. It is a Korean barbecue restaurant, which Dan and I have never been to a Korean barbecue restaurant. We are big fans of Asian food. We love Chinese, we love Japanese, like sushi is one of our favorite meals to get. So I think we'll probably really enjoy this Korean barbecue restaurant. It looks super fun. The food has looked good from the vlogs that we watched and I'm excited to try it out. Our next day is actually our last stop of the trip. We will be going to the private club of Virgin Voyages, which is on the island of Bimini. We've never been to Bimini before, so I think it'll be super cool to be there. I believe it's in the Bahamas. I assume it's around that area just because it has to be pretty close to Miami to get us back for the next day. But I'm excited to hang out at that beach club all day. I believe our port stop is like 10 a.m. It's either 9 or 10 a.m. to like 10 p.m. at night. So we get a full day. We can watch the sunset and Dan and I are just super excited to hang out on the beach all day and chill and have a good time. We do have dinner booked that night. I think it's called Extra Virgin. I think it's like an Italian restaurant, but we're kind of playing that by ear because if we want to stay on the beach longer, we will probably do that. Dan's not a huge fan of Italian food, so it'd be one that we'd be willing to miss if we had to, but we'll see how that goes. And I believe all the food is included on the island for all Virgin cruisers, which is nice, which is kind of like the Disney Cruise Line when you get off at Castaway Cay, all the food's included there. So that's a big plus for us. I also don't know that I've mentioned, but Virgin Voyages also has free Wi-Fi or included Wi-Fi, so we're excited to be able to still be connected while we're on this cruise. While it's nice to disconnect, it is kind of nice just to have your phone and be able to post things so you guys can see what we're up to and keep in touch with like our family and friends and all that stuff. So I'm excited to have Wi-Fi on this cruise, especially being a 5-night cruise. That's a long time to go without any sort of connection, for me at least. I am fully addicted to my phone and I admit it. Okay, so let's open up another Disney Doorable. See who it is. What we get? He's Sleepy. So cute. Oh my gosh, I love him so much. I love his little blue hat. Like I said, our cruise is a 5-night cruise, so unfortunately that means on Friday, November 12th, we will be disembarking our ship. We do hope that we can get breakfast on the ship before we get off, because we would like to get as much money out of our cruise as we possibly can. And when we get off the ship, we are actually going to be Ubering over to Miami International Airport, not to get on a plane. No, to rent a car from Alamo. So we are actually driving up to Disney World from Miami. I've done this drive, I think 2 times in the past. It's a super easy drive. Of course, being in Florida, there was no way I wasn't going to Disney after this cruise. And I did look into like the flights that were available. There was one flight, I think that left at like 10:30 in the morning, which possibly could have been doable, but was definitely not what a cruise line would suggest somebody to do after getting off of a cruise. And then the other flight that was available was like 1:30 in the afternoon, which is just way too much time to sit in an airport and wait around to get on a plane, get to Orlando without any delays or lost luggage or a canceled flight, especially in this era of flying, and then also have to drive from the airport to Disney World in drive time on a Friday. All of that just sounded like a really bad idea. So we decided we will just drive. The Alamo car ended up actually being the cheapest option once you factored in like Ubers from the airport and luggage costs and all that stuff. So while I'll probably be a little bit tired driving from Miami to Orlando, I know I'll be fine. And I'm just excited that we'll be able to get to Disney as fast as possible. And the great thing is that we're actually dropping the car off at the Disney Car Care Center, which is, I think, right outside of Magic Kingdom. So we don't even have to drive to the Orlando airport and still Uber from there. We'll just have a short Uber from Magic Kingdom to the boardwalk. But overall, I think this just is gonna be a perfect plan and hopefully will be the best option for us. And like I mentioned, we are staying at the boardwalk. If you watched our New Year's Eve Disney trip, we actually stayed at the Boardwalk Villas on that trip. We absolutely loved our stay there. The location is perfect, like between the Epcot location and Hollywood Studios and just everything that's around there. The resort is beautiful, especially at Christmas time. Like the lobby smelled like Christmas goodness. I think it was like gingerbread smell. When I was looking at resorts for this upcoming trip, I was actually able to find a pretty good deal at the boardwalk inside. So the resort side, not the DVC side. And I'm excited to stay there. We've never stayed on the resort side. I'm interested to see what the differences are for like the rooms and just how the hallways feel. I'm sure it'll feel pretty similar to the DVC side, but I'm just excited to stay there. And the main reason for picking the boardwalk, other than the price, was its location to Epcot, because one of the main things that we want to do is food and wine, ratatouille, all that fun stuff. So that night we'll probably be pretty tired, but we do have plans to head to Epcot because it's just walking distance. It's nothing crazy. The other good thing is if you really don't want to walk it, even though it's a short walk, the boat is the first stop to Epcot, like boardwalk to Epcot. It's amazing. So if you don't really want to walk it, the boat's a great option. But we'll be heading to Epcot and we have dinner reservations at Beer Garden. I think it's around like 6:15 p.m. So shouldn't have too much of a walk into Epcot since Germany's not too far into the World Showcase. So our plan is to have dinner. I am going to try that morning to get a boarding pass for Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. I've heard that if you show up after your boarding time, they still let you on. So I'm gonna test that out. If we don't get it on that day, it's fine. It's not a huge deal. I don't know that I want to pay for a lightning lane that first day just because I don't know how tired we'll be, all that good stuff. So if I get a boarding pass, great. If not, we'll figure it out. But after dinner, my plan is to kind of check out maybe some of the food and wine booths, just basically stay in World Showcase. We never really go into any of the shops and stuff, so it might be fun to kind of peek into those and just see what they have. And then I would like to see Harmonious from someplace around like Japan, the US Adventure, just because I'd like to see it in person. It does look pretty spectacular. It's not my favorite nighttime show Epcot's ever done, but none of them have really ever been my favorite at Epcot. Like I'm definitely more of like a Magic Kingdom nighttime person, but I am excited to see it just because I want to see those big mechanical arms in action because they're quite the eyesore, so I want to see what they can do when they're actually going. So hopefully we'll be able to see that. I'm not sure how the crowds have been for Harmonious. If we have to wait for a super long time to get a spot, we probably won't stay to watch it. I did originally have a dining package booked for Spice Road Table, but after watching some of the reviews, I'll actually link our friends over at Jen and Joe on the Go. They did the Spice Road Table or dining package for Harmonious. There's an island that blocks your view. And if you're a two-top, you're actually in the second row anyway. So not only do you have an island, you also have a row of people in front of you. So for the price that it was, I was just kind of not feeling it. We're just going to do the beer garden dinner and then hopefully be able to watch Harmonious from someplace in World Showcase. So that's the plan for that night. Time to open another Doorable. Oh, the Mad Hatter. Adorable. The next day, we will have our first full day in Disney, and I'm assuming we're gonna be pretty tired from our early morning the day before and driving to Disney and all that. So I had planned for doing breakfast that morning, but I decided to cancel it. I do currently have a lunch reservation booked at Grand Floridian Cafe just because it's always nice to kind of start our day with food outside of Magic Kingdom, since Magic Kingdom tends to not have our favorite food. If we need to, we'll cancel it. If not, we'll definitely have lunch there. And then the plan is to head over to Magic Kingdom. I am planning on purchasing Genie Plus for this day. I'm really curious to see how it works in like real-time action. I am definitely one of the people that is happy about Genie Plus. I have missed Fast Pass, and honestly at the end Fast Pass wasn't that fast because it was accessible to everybody. The only thing I will say is I'm surprised that Disney hasn't given Disney Resort guests maybe one free Genie Plus or Genie Lightning Lane access just to kind of like get your taste buds wet for being able to cut the line. But that's just our personal opinion. Other than the fact that I think that they're missing the mark on getting more people to buy it. But maybe they don't want more people to buy it because they want it to be actually fast. So I'm excited to try the Genie Plus. I think we might also do the Space Mountain Lightning Lane because that's one of my favorite rides. So that's the plan for that day. I don't really know in terms of what Genie Plus attractions we'll be heading for. Maybe Splash Mountain, Jungle Cruise, Buzz Lightyear, all those fun things. So I'm just excited to see kind of how it works and all that stuff so we can report back to you guys on how we like it or what we think could be improved. But from what I've seen, it seems pretty much like Max Pass in Disneyland, how that was, and Dan and I loved Max Pass. I paid $15 a day for Max Pass when we were in Disneyland. I had no problem paying for it when there was a free option available, so that's just my 2 cents on that. So I'm excited for a fun day in the Magic Kingdom. I would like to stay to watch Enchantment. I watched it when they premiered it live, when they live streamed it when it first came out. And I wasn't a huge fan, but I also think that their audio wasn't timed or lined up perfectly, so I think I need to give it a chance in person. I think the show's at 8 p.m., so that should work out perfectly for our plans, unless we have to wait for an hour or 2 hours to get a spot because we're just not doing that. So we'll see how that goes. And then for dinner that night, we will be heading over to Grand Floridian at Narcoossee's for dinner there. It's one of our absolute favorite restaurants in Disney property. California Grill being our most favorite, but right now California Grill only has the fixed price menu, which kind of stinks because it's always our tradition to go there on our Christmas trips, but it is what it is, and I'm excited to try Narcoossee's. We've done California Grill, I think, like on every single trip this past year, so I think it's time for something different, but I will miss my California Grill, although I don't think the fixed price menu even has the things that we love, so it's fine. But I'm excited for Narcoossee's. And if you have not been there, the twin poached butter tail, lobster tails, whatever they're called, are so good. Definitely try those out. Okay, time for another Doorable. Oh, we got Tigger. He's so fuzzy. He's got like a little fuzzy coating on him. Super cute. The next day we have our Hollywood Studios day. I actually do have a brunch planned at Wine Bar George before we head to Hollywood Studios. I'm kind of on the fence with this brunch. It's a brunch that I've booked probably 4 or 5 times since they started doing it there, and I always end up canceling it just because getting to Disney Springs is always kind of awkward depending on where you're at. Like, it's either an Uber or a bus, and I don't know. I just don't like the planes, trains, automobile kind of feel to getting to places in Disney, so I try to limit how to get to places. So I'm not 100% sure we're doing that brunch, but we do have it booked. And once we do the brunch, or if we don't do the brunch, we will be heading to Hollywood Studios. I also plan on doing Genie Plus this day. I don't plan on doing any of the lightning lanes just because we've done Rise of the Resistance so many times. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, I don't feel like I would need to pay to do that. Like if we can catch it at the end of the day when it's a shorter wait, that's fine. But I would much rather do like Tower of Terror, Slinky Dog Dash, Toy Story Mania, all those rides with the Genie Plus rather than the lightning lane or the individual attraction selection. So that is our plan for Hollywood Studios. For dinner, probably we'll just do a quick service. We do like Pizza Rizzo's if that's still open. I would also like to go to Baseline Tap House and definitely get a cheese board, which that's not really dinner. But between that and probably a snack somewhere else, I think we'll be okay for dinner that night because we are staying in Hollywood Studios the full night. We haven't been in Hollywood Studios for a full night in a very long time. We are gonna go to see Galaxy's Edge at night, which I can't believe we've never been in Galaxy's Edge at night ever. Like we went to the previews. We've been there so many times and we've never seen it at night. So I'm excited to kind of walk around there and just see how it feels. And we do have an after park reservation at Oga's Cantina. It's another reservation we've done quite a bit lately, but I've heard that kind of the vibe changes at night when there's less kids in the restaurant or the bar. So I'm excited just to try that out. And then we will probably just walk back to the boardwalk from Hollywood Studios because we did that in December or January, whatever day we went. And it was such a short walk and just a nice, easy stroll. So that's probably our plan for that night. Another Disney Doorable. We got Tiana! Oh, she's so cute. Her little dress is like clear and pretty. The next day we will be heading back to Epcot since the first day at Epcot probably won't be really a full Epcot day. We'll be pretty tired from traveling in from Miami, but we'll have a full Epcot day on Monday, November 15th. And I'm excited to definitely ride Ratatouille that day. Either we will be getting a boarding pass or I will just buy a lightning lane because that's a huge priority for me. It's new, I have to see it. So I'm excited to finally get to ride Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. And this day will definitely be more of the food and wine stuff that we can hit up. We are planning on trying to get to the Space 220 lounge area. I was not able to get a reservation, which made me so mad. I have reservation finders out there, so if we get one, great. If not, our plan is to try and get the bar area seating. I've heard that it's not super hard to get into the bar area, but we'll see how true that is. We don't mind waiting a couple hours, so at some point we'll make our way over there and put our names down on the list. But if not, it's not a huge deal. We'll just eat the food and wine food and be super happy with that. At some point, I hope to leave the park and maybe go to like Jelly Rolls or just kind of check out some of the boardwalk like bar areas. They just recently reopened. We never even made it to Abracadabra when we went on our January trip. So I'd like to go there maybe for a drink. And the one thing I would like to do though, so Disney, I believe October 1st started their extended evening hours, which is for deluxe resort guests only. And we're staying at Boardwalk, which counts as a deluxe resort. So Epcot has extended evening hours this night and it's from 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. And I just think it'd be kind of fun to go and see how the lines are and how the crowds are. I imagine they're pretty much non-existent. So I don't think we'll probably focus on rides during the day, but maybe do Test Track or Frozen or Soarin' at night. The only downside to having extended hours in Epcot, in my opinion, is that it's just such a big park and it takes forever to walk anywhere, but we will figure it out. So that is our plan for Epcot. Alrighty, another Doorable. Oh, we got Ariel in the blue dress. Yay, that was one of the ones I wanted. Our last full day in Disney World, we will be starting off our day with breakfast at Ohana. My sister got me this adorable Stitch hula Loungefly for my birthday, and ever since she got me the Loungefly, I've been planning on going to Ohana at some point to use this new backpack, and I'm super excited to do it on this trip. We enjoy the Ohana breakfast. I don't think there's characters right now, which is fine by Dan because he does not like character breakfast, and I think it might actually be better for us just because the last time we did the Ohana breakfast, I remember the characters kind of took too long to come around. So at least this time it's just we can eat our food and relax and just go when we're ready. So we're gonna start our day with breakfast at Ohana. Currently we have a park reservation for Magic Kingdom, which makes the most sense if you're dining at Ohana. Although I am really tempted to switch it to Animal Kingdom just because I really want to see that kite show. It's so silly, and I feel like it's one of those things that's like so ridiculous it's good. But it kind of doesn't make sense to go from Polynesian over to Animal Kingdom, so we'll see. We could just take the bus from Polynesian over to Animal Kingdom, but that's kind of where my thoughts are at. But if not, we'll head to Magic Kingdom. It's definitely not going to be a full Magic Kingdom day. I don't plan on getting Genie Plus this day. As far as rides, we'll probably just focus on like People Mover, Carousel Progress, maybe Buzz, and just kind of enjoying being in the Magic Kingdom. Maybe grab a Starbucks, something like that. But that's kind of my plan for that day if we don't go to Animal Kingdom. And I did forget to mention that morning we will be checking out of Boardwalk and moving our luggage with the Disney transfer service over to Port Orleans Riverside because that's where we're checking in for our last night of the trip. At some point I decided that I wanted to do one more day just to give us that last full day in Disney World because I wanted to go somewhere for dinner that night. There was nothing available at Boardwalk, and the only thing available that I could find for a good price was Port Orleans Riverside in a Royal Guest Room. I've never stayed in a Royal Guest Room, so I'm super excited to see that and give you guys a room tour of what those look like. They look super cute and fun, and if I was little, I mean, heck, I'll be happy to stay in one now. So I'm just super excited to see what that room looks like. But we will be checking into Port Orleans Riverside, which is kind of why I don't plan on doing a full Magic Kingdom day. Maybe just a couple hours there. So we'll be heading over to Port Orleans, checking in, and the plan is to take the Sassagoula riverboat down to Disney Springs and having dinner at the boathouse. It'll also pretty much drop us off right where we need to be. So we'll have dinner at the boathouse. I'm super excited to dine here again. We haven't eaten here since I think 2016. And to be honest, we didn't love our meal when we ate there in 2016, but it gets rave reviews from literally everybody on the internet and anybody who loves Disney. So I think we need to give it a try again. I think we probably just ordered wrong, or we're trying to stay cheap at Boathouse, which is doable, but you're not gonna get the things that are like they're most known for. So I'm excited to try that again. And obviously we'll probably hit up some of the shops and see what they have available. Honestly, World of Disney tends to overwhelm me and I don't usually find anything there, but it's always fun to just walk around and see what they have. So the plan will be to take the boat back to Port Orleans Riverside, and Yeehaw Bob is actually back and performing at Port Orleans Riverside, so I would like to try and go see a couple of his shows, or like a set of his shows. My family has been watching him for years and years and years. I think when my brother was like 6 or 7, we went and watched him, and he had my brother stand up on a chair and be Tarzan, and it's just always been something fun for our family to do, so I would like to go see him again. Hopefully the timing works out, but we'll figure it out. Last Doorable, who did we get? Sneezy. How funny, we got 2 dwarfs in this box. Super cute. I actually have plans to do Vlogmas this year, and I did buy the big Disney Doorable Series 6 box, so that's one of the videos that'll be coming for Vlogmas, so if you like Disney Doorables, definitely subscribe because you don't want to miss those. And last but not least, we are on to our last day of our very long vacation, but I'm super excited for this vacation. We will be checking out of Port Orleans Riverside pretty early, I imagine, because our flight, I think, leaves around 1:15 maybe. So the Magical Express usually picks you up about 3 hours before that. So hopefully we will be able to get everything packed up and head down to the breakfast area to at least grab something before we head to the airport. If not, we'll just get something at the airport, but we will also be flying home with JetBlue. Hopefully we don't have any flight issues. Fingers crossed, they seem to be a pretty reliable airline right now, so hopefully it all goes well. But that is everything that we have planned for our huge vacation. I'm super excited to bring you guys along. Make sure you're following us over at Chloe and Dan Vlogs on Instagram and subscribe here. We usually try to do daily updates while we're on vacation. I'm not sure how the Wi-Fi or how strong the Wi-Fi will be on the Virgin Voyages cruise, so maybe no daily updates while we're there, but we'll at least be posting Insta stories. So just make sure to follow us everywhere, and we can't wait to share this trip with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye!